Hey everyone, it's Nate with Outside Cleaners. I'm here on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, where I wash the outside of buildings for my livelihood. Because of the nature of the architecture where I live, that mostly means I clean bare wooden surfaces, and most of that is cedar. So here we are, it's the second day of April 2025, and I've been cleaning. This season started for me in the third week of February. Yes. The weather's been lousy, but I've been cleaning. But because it's just starting to get nice now, both here and throughout, a lot of parts of the country, I'm getting the annual wave of calls of folks asking me, hey Nate, what's the best way to clean cedar? And it's a good question to give thought to. And I'll get to addressing that in a moment. But first, I've got a question for you, and I really want you to think about this for just a moment. If I came to you and I said, hey, what's the best way to clean clothing? What do you say to that? Well, you probably, if you do your own laundry, or if you have your own wardrobe, or if you have any life experience, you probably know that you need more information to answer that appropriately. Because what are we talking about, right? Clothing means a lot of things, and there's a lot of reasons to clean clothing. Let's make up some examples. Are we talking about wine spilled on a white wedding dress? Are we talking about oil on my Carhartts? Are we talking about, pit stains on a white t-shirt? Are we talking about smoke stains on a silk blouse? On and on and on. All these combinations of reasons to clean clothing and the types of clothing. And how you go about cleaning that piece of clothing is going to really depend on the details, right? If you try to clean all the clothing in the same way, you're going to get like one size fits all results. And sometimes that might be okay. And a lot of times it's going to be less than ideal, right? So zoom out and, connect the dots. And of course, I'm going to point out that clothing is soft and porous and fibrous, and so is cedar.
Soft and porous and fibrous.
And we've got different types of cedar. We've got different shapes of cedar. We've got all different reasons of cleaning cedar. We've got lots of different things we're going to try to clean from cedar. So the question of what's the best way to clean cedar, I know it's well-intentioned, but look, if you're looking for a one-size-fits-all answer to that question, you're going to get one-size-fits-all results, and that's not the business I'm in. There's plenty of guys that do that. Most of the folks cleaning, doing exterior cleaning to my left and to my right, they have a toolbox with one tool in it, and that's how they approach everything. And they do that because they have to. Their business model is such that they cannot train their people for all these varieties of situations. They've got, what's the old saying? If every problem, if your only tool is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. That's the mentality, and that's why they're often getting one size fits all results. Again, that's not the world that I live in. I live in the world where it matters. Are we talking about red or white cedar? Because they're profoundly different, or yellow cedar. These are different materials. They behave differently when they're cleaned. What are we cleaning from the cedar, right? Do we have some powdery mildew? Is it herring season and, the seagulls landed on the red cedar roof and they ate all their herring and then they all over the roof? Is that what I'm cleaning off? Because I do a few of those a year. Is it pollen season where we've got an electrostatically charged yellow powder dust all over a building, and that's what we're trying to remove? Is it deep-seated algae? Are we cleaning the cedar so that it can be stained, or are we cleaning it so that it'll look pretty for the open house this weekend? Does the cedar have an old, unfortunate sealant on it, and that's trapped mold underneath it, and now we're looking at this mold cocoon? How do we clean that, right? Are we dealing with shakes or shingles? Those are a little different. Or clapboard. Is the cedar held in place with stainless fasteners, nails or staples, or is it the older galvanized? I live in the world where these things matter. And when you learn to take all these factors into consideration, and when you have a full toolbox of options of how to go about cleaning a bare cedar surface, the answer is not straightforward. I'll never forget, I was, like I sometimes do to supplement my income, I was consulting with a guy on the phone. He was out of the Chicago area. He called me up. He said, I want to set up a business where I have crews doing exactly what you're doing. All the things. And I said, I don't know, that's going to be a challenge. He said, no, he paid me to explain every way I knew how to clean cedar and all the situations that I could think of. And I made like $500 talking for like 3 hours straight to this guy on the phone. And after a while, I started to wonder if the line was dead because he wasn't saying anything. It was just dead. I thought maybe he's taking notes, but I just kept talking. I get to the very end, and he says, oh, no, that's never going to work. I said, what do you mean? Like, it does work. It's what I do. He said, no, for his business that he's forming, he needs it to all be idiot proof. And by that, he meant like he needs to send out his trucks and his, seasonal help, and it's got to be option A or option A. That's it. That's how you attack everything. You treat every problem like a nail because all you have is a hammer. So look, if you're an exterior cleaner, I really encourage you to open your eyes to the reality that cleaning cedar is profoundly different than cleaning vinyl or hardy board or stucco or these hard non-fibrous surfaces. Just like cleaning laundry. Think about that. So there's a whole world of options, and there is no single option that is best for every situation. If there was, we'd all be cleaning with it and the results would be perfect every time. And that's not reality. If you're a homeowner and you're looking for someone to, wash your cedar exterior property, I encourage you to do a little homework and to try to find a cleaner in your area that isn't just dealing with one tool in their toolbox, because, the cost of cedar, first of all, it's gone up like crazy. And second of all, it's not going back down. So whether you're talking about, cedar roof, cedar siding, cedar decking, any of it, the cost of cleaning, whether you hire the expensive guy or the cheap guy, zoom out enough and it's all dirt cheap compared to replacing all that cedar. So I suggest that you do your homework and try to find somebody with more than one cleaning option, because you'll be more likely to get results that are a little bit tailored towards your situation. Again, what are the details of what we're cleaning, of the type of cedar we're cleaning, and why are we cleaning it? These things matter. That's the world I live in. That's how I make my living. And that's how I've been doing it for longer than I care to admit. I hope that helps somebody. Bye for now.